Good morning, Ashwini.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I joined from two.
You joined twice.
I just log out from other session.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Okay. So it's already time. Let's start our discussion. Let's see if others also join in. I think those who live in US, they have Thanksgiving, perhaps long holiday, I think, for them. Hi, 𝗪𝗲𝗏. Okay. So let's start. So today we are going to start our next topic. First topic, perhaps in DevOps, which will be Git. Shakil is also in. Hi, Shakil.
Hello, good morning, good evening, sir.
Good evening. So we are going to start our first topic today, which is Git, also known as version control system. Let's try to start with some example, and gradually then we will see how those examples are related to IT industry. Now consider that you are given a task to perform, and nowadays what happens is whenever any task is given to perform, it's mostly a teamwork. Individual individual tasks are pretty much rare, and it's very much tough because nowadays tasks are so diverse, so so distributed, that performing any task by one single person is a kind of impossible thing. It's very tough for one single person to understand everything and perform tasks. So what happens is whenever any task is given, and that can be any task, that can be task which is related to your IT world, that can be task which you do in networking, anything which you work on, it's always distributed. It's always a teamwork. Now, consider a situation. Let's think about some problem statement. Why even Git was brought in scope. So let's think about some problem statement. So problem statement could be, consider that a task is given and you are the sole owner of a task. Say task is perhaps to consider a task is there, and task is to complete some activity. If I'll talk about in DevOps term, I'll try to relate everything in terms of DevOps. Whenever we talk about DevOps, we always go with automation mindset. DevOps teaches us DevOps teaches us automation. DevOps teaches us how we can automate any monotonous task, any daily task which we perform every day. Just a moment. DevOps teaches us automation. DevOps teaches us how we can convert a monotonous task in a kind of automated fashion. A pipeline gets created, which we'll talk about later. A pipeline gets created, and that pipeline triggers, performs all the activity in an automated fashion, wherein we'll just bundle all the steps together, which gets executed one after the other. And that can be related to anything. anything which you can think about, which you feel as if could be automated, could be done automatically, can be considered as automation, can be considered as a task which can be done by a DevOps engineer. So task could be to automate some activity. Perhaps what you are trying to do is you are perhaps trying to write a letter, and nowadays it's very often that in case if you want to type something, we tend to speak rather than typing everything. If you want to type something in WhatsApp, what we do is we just start sending voice message instead of typing all the messages. What you are doing, you are just turning on mic, you are just speaking something. Internally something is happening, and all the words which you're saying gets converted into perhaps letters, or goes in the form of your voice messages also. Both the things happens. So what I'm referring to is voice to text, voice to text, or voice message, either of the thing. Now you are given a task to automate this. You are given a task to create an application for WhatsApp maybe, wherein if you say something, that gets converted into text. Now what is happening in that case? You have to look for a number of things. First, you have to look for mic setup. Second, you have to look for some sort of logic which will convert your words, which will understand each and everything which you're speaking and converting into letter. And those letter will be in a kind of language which others can understand, and whatever, and the user should have option to select which language they want to change their 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 transcript to, their mic, whatever they're speaking, in which language it's getting converted into. So second option which we'll think about is language selection. Language selection. And after one gets the option to select which language audio is getting converted into, then the next step will be conversion of your words into letters. In whatever language you have selected, it gets converted, it gets transcribed into that letter. So next step is its transcription. So three step is there. Now, what you want to do, you want to what you're given a task is, you are given a task to work on this. What you have done, you spend day in, day out, nights and days you have spent, and you have done everything. You have created the setup for mic, you have created the setup for language selection, you have created the setup for transaction, for transcription. Everything you have done, you have written some logic, you thought for the architecture which it can work, how it can be converted from your audio to language selection to transcription. And this is very commonly used application which we use for any of the social media, WhatsApp, YouTube, anywhere. What we do is, instead of writing anything, we just speak, because we do have mic options, and it gets transcribed. It happens in Teams also. There is an option in Zoom meeting also, which allows us to do this. So now what is happening in this case? You spent a task, and this is a problem statement which you are talking about. You are given a task to do this. You spend day in, day out, and you have written the logic. You have just created the architecture, and you did everything on your own. You are all set to do that. What you did not share it with anyone else. You spent almost 28 days to to bring this logic in existence. Approximately 28 days you spent to bring this logic into existence. What happened on 29th day? While you were drinking coffee, a cat jumped on your laptop, and the coffee is now spill over entirely on your laptop. Coffee is spill over on your keyboard. Internally, it went into your CPU, motherboard, and everything is spoiled. Your motherboard is gone, your CPU is gone, everything is gone. You went to technician, but technician said that I'll be able to recover, bring your laptop back in life, but you will lose all the data. because the coffee went inside your memory chips are gone, and I won't be able to recover any data. All the effort which you spent for last 20 days is gone. This is gone. You just, everything is deleted now for you. This is a problem statement which developers were facing earlier. Now, with this problem statement, lots of activity, lots of effort. I'm not saying that every time coffee will fall for any technical reason. Some some technical reason, something happened, and your equipment, your laptop, your machine stopped working. Because of that, all the effort, everything, whatever you have done to build the application goes in vain. So this is a problem statement. And because of this, IT industry thought, okay, fine, let's have a kind of better option to work on, to get the work done, to get the application development or get the task assigned to engineer to be done in a kind of better way. A better framework should be there so that such kind of problem should not happen. Now, the resolution to this kind of problem is that instead of you saving everything on your own machine, what you do is you start putting everything on a kind of shared desktop. Another example I can think about, consider that you went for a kind of visit. Consider that in India, entire the southmost portion in India is Kanyakumari. For example, I went to Kanyakumari with my family and I took very wonderful pictures in Kanyakumari. Very exciting, very wonderful pictures. And I thought once I am back, I'll share those pictures with my family, with my friends. Everything I took in my camera and in my Android phone. And I thought while returning, I'll do that. On the way, while returning, something happened. My camera is stolen. My camera fell down and I broke everything on my camera. Even the memory chip is broken. Even I'm unable to access my mobile properly. What happens in this case? All the images which I've taken during my visit to Kanyakumari is gone. I won't be able to share any pictures, any images which I've taken with my family to my relatives and friends. Instead, again, this is another problem statement. Instead, what I could have done, as I took the picture, nowadays we do have the means of Google Drives. If I could have uploaded my images as I had have taken to Google Drive, then doesn't matter my camera is lost, doesn't matter my mobile is lost, still I'll be able to access because that is somewhere available in a drive, in a drive which is available online, right? So now same thing is remediated by next level by IT organizations also. IT organization said that while you are assigned a task, do not keep everything to yourself. Till the last moment when you are thinking for delivery, do not keep everything to yourself. Rather than keeping everything to yourself, try to upload in a location which can be accessed online. I'm not talking about any servers yet. Try to upload it at a place where it can be accessed online, which can be accessed by everyone in your team. So that at every point of time, you will be given some feedbacks, some improvisation ideas, some more value you can add to your application. So this was one of the problem statement. This was one of the challenge which IT industry was facing before any version control system. I'll give a quick pause. Any question in understanding problem statement? Why do we need any version control system? Why do we need any place where I can just put all my content, all my data, all my effort which I have done to build an application? Any question till here?
So this is still just like the concept of cloud, using the cloud.
No, as of now, we are not talking about cloud. We are talking about Git, another version control system. And I'm not talking about anything now. I'm talking about a kind of problem statement which you could face in case if you keep everything on your own. If you are doing everything on your own, just keeping everything with you, what kind of problem you can face? It's a kind of
So
problem
just
statement.
like using the Google Drive.
No, Google Drive is again a kind of shared drive. I'm saying that you're keeping everything in your laptop. You're not sharing with anyone, right? And what happens in case if you don't share anything with anyone? In case for some reason, if your laptop is scrapped, if your laptop crashes, then what happens? Everything, whatever you have done is lost. This is a
Okay,
problem.
yeah, I got it. So we're not talking about the solution as of yet.
No, no, no.
Okay.
No. It's a problem.
Till here it's clear, sir.
Clear? Cool. So now this is the problem. The problem is if I'm keeping everything with me, if I'm doing everything on my own, I'm not sharing with anyone, there are very high chances things can break and things can go in vain. Now IT industry has termed this kind of equipment, this kind of procedure, where you are maintaining everything on your own as local version control system. There is a technical term wherein you are keeping everything on your own, you're not sharing it with anyone, and you are just inviting lots of problem to yourself. This kind of procedure is called local version control system, local VCS, local version control system. Like the name says, you are maintaining everything locally, you are keeping everything with you. This is so there are lots of drawbacks of local version control system, like the way you can see. First drawback is it's a single point of failure. If your laptop crashes or whatever you are keeping to maintain your data, if that means is gone, if that medium is gone, then you're going to lose everything. This is the biggest drawback of local version control system. Second drawback of local version control system. So first drawback is single point of failure, SPOF, single point of failure. What could be second drawback? Nowadays, it's the world of hybrid work, remote work, wherein we tend to sit at home and offices give us laptop. We do have high speed internet and we try to do everything on our own sitting at home. In this case, what happens, since we don't travel much, we go less to offices, there won't be much of team collaboration. If I'm keeping everything on my own, if I'm not sharing my tasks with anyone else, if everything is present in my laptop, then there is no team collaboration. I cannot ask anyone to contribute in the task which I'm doing until unless I share with them. For example, if you're designing something in networking, if you're writing some sort of automation to create perhaps local area network in your Cisco switch, then you can't ask me to contribute until unless I see what you have done till now, until unless I understand what your architecture is. So team collaboration is not there. So second option is no team collaboration. This is again another problem. No team collaboration and single point of failure is the biggest challenge of local version control system. Now, IT industry wanted some remediation, some solution to this. What was the solution? The solution was instead of I keeping everything in my local machine, IT industry, IT industry created a kind of central server, like the way nowadays what we do, we start uploading all the images to Google Drive. We do have a number of different social media as the medium, like Facebook is there, like different type of medias are there where we tend to upload our images which I can easily share with others. Now what happens in that case, even though my local machine, even though my mobile laptop where my data is present is not working, still I'll be able to share data with my friends, family, and to whomever I want to share my data with. I'll be able to do that. Now the solution to this is to have a central drive. Just a moment, please. Okay. So now the solution to this is, so this was the problem. Now let's talk about solution. What could be solution to this? Solution to this is to have a central server. So there is going to be a central server, and that central server will have all the data. So what could be solution to this? The solution to this could be a central server. So what I'm going to have? I'm going to have a central server instead. I'm going to have a central server instead. Now what this central server will do? Each of the contributor, while building an application, each of the contributor doesn't matter where they are sitting. They can sit at home, connected to high-speed Wi-Fi network. When they are doing it, they will keep pushing their data to this central server. So now I'll say collaborator 1, collaborator 1, collaborator 2, collaborator 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, collaborator 8. Consider each collaborator is one team member of a team. Now, what each collaborator is doing when they complete their work, they push their work to central server. They keep pushing their work to central server. So now what happens? Even though collaborator one's machine goes down, he can just give a call to collaborator 2, 3, 4, and others and say that, hey, my data is already present in their central server. You can take a look. You can take a look into it, and you can just start developing, start contributing from the place where I left, so that you can just keep doing it. Perhaps your internet goes off. Perhaps you're not able to work properly. Still, data is present there in central server from where others can pick. Quite similar to our problem statement. If your laptop is crashed for some or the other reason, still your application's data, whatever you have developed for building mic application, for developing, for converting mic to text, voice to text, and for to having the display of text transcript is now present there on central server also. So you can collaborate with other team members. Other team members can work along with you, can look at your idea, can look at your work, and can get the work going. So this is one of the solution to which we call as centralized version control system. This kind of concept. So now we are moving from a problem to a solution. The problem was local version control system where there was no team sharing, which was a kind of single point of failure. But now we moved from that problem to a solution to which we call as central version control system. Our real-time example could be Google Drive. Now, in case if I have to, or for example, GUINET is sharing you all the documents. What is happening? GUINET, what it is doing? GUINET is uploading documents in some kind of shared drive, which is accessed by everyone to whomever they provide access. All of you are able to access same document. It's not as in is able to access something different and Shakil is not able to access same thing or 𝗪𝗲𝗏 is not able to access same thing. You all are able to access same document which is uploaded by GUINET. Now, in case if that shared drive will not be there, perhaps GUINET has to travel every day to each of your place. They have to physically be there at your place and will have to share, okay, fine, this is the link, please open it. Right? But now that is not happening. It's a kind of shared drive wherein you are able to access it online. This concept is called centralized version control system. So this is centralized. This concept is called centralized version control system, centralized VCS, centralized version control system, wherein one person, it's not as in all the data lies with one person, it is shared and it is shared over internet. Now, what the benefit of this? What are the pros of this? What are the pros for this? The pros are there is team sharing. Team sharing is there, right? Team sharing is there. Now, everyone can collaborate. Different collaborators will be able to contribute to it. What are cons to it? What are cons to it? Let's see about what are the cons to it. What is the cons to it? Con is the problem in this case is you have to always stay connected over internet. In order to access this, you have to always stay connected to it. you will not be able to access data if you are not connected to central server, right? So for some reason, if your house, if your home's internet goes off, then you are disconnected. So if no internet, no access to central server. Or for some reason, wherever this central server is placed, for example, GUINET has uploaded in its central server, which is maintained by GUINET, which is maintained by their own networking system. If that goes off, gone. For some reason, if you have uploaded data to Google Drive, and if someone deletes that Google Drive, if I've uploaded today, I created a folder there in a Google Drive, and I deleted that folder, gone. So still single point of failure is there. That problem still exists. So what are the cons? Cons is always stay connected over internet. You cannot sit aloof at a place in a kind of remote place where is though no internet and can work, right? So this kind of problem is there with centralized version control system, and still there is single point of failure wherein in case for some reason if central server goes off, you will not be able to access. Now there are number of tools which falls under each of the category. The tool which you saw which falls under the category of local version control system was your own laptop. Your any of the equipment which is local to you is the example of local version control system. There is a tool which was using centralized version control system also, which is not in use anymore. Some of the tool which IT industry had used for very, very long, which was using central server approach, which was using centralized version control system concept for very long, is one of the example is Subversion, and it's a kind of very famous tool which IT industry has used as a solution to local version control system, which was also known as SVN, and it is known as Subversion. This is the name of the tool which is not in use anymore. Companies are moving from Subversion to more advanced tool like GitHub, Bitbucket. Many of the advanced tool are there in market. Some other examples which falls under the same category of centralized control system is Bazaar, TFS, which is Team Foundation Server. Different tools were there which were under the category of centralized version control system. I'll give a quick pause. Any doubt in understanding centralized version control system? Please ask me. Okay, I'll take that as a no. Now, when there is problem, companies started looking for some solution. So now if centralized server is not working, if started creating some problem because company faced this problem. Centralized server was down for some reason. And in that case, all the collaborators, all the team members were sitting idle. They were unable to collaborate. If for some reason centralized server is like the way I said, if I lost, consider that I'll say you, hey, I'll upload some folder, I'll create a folder there in my Google Drive and I'll share that folder link. And after the session is over, I deleted the folder because I thought that, okay, fine, once the session is over, perhaps they won't be able to get hold of me anymore. So I'm going to delete the folder because perhaps I won't be in touch. So now in that case, what happens? Even though if you want to access the data which I shared with you in the folder in Google Drive, you are not able to access because I've deleted it, right? I've, what if, what if you
Excuse me,
could,
sir.
yeah,
And you call this also a single point of failure?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, because everything lies there in central server only. If this central server goes off, you lose everything. Yeah, like the way I was saying, I said that I promised you that I'm going to create a folder there in a Google Drive whose link I shared with you, but I deleted the folder itself. How will you retrieve the data? You don't have any option. And on the drive, I gave only the read permission to you. Now you won't be able to do anything. You are not able to download the files. You have just the read-only permission. I deleted the folder. Everything is gone. Single point of failure. Now what if you had the option to download the files? What if, like in Google Drive, what you're getting? You are getting the place to save the file. Also, you are getting one interface where you can read the file because it gives you both read and write permission. Right? So Google Drive, you can save the file, as well as if you don't want to download, if somebody does not allow you to download the file, you will be able to read it going into Google Drive also, both the kind of permission. As of now, I gave you only read only permission, and that was a single point of failure. I deleted that folder, everything is gone. Now the solution to this is, what if you could have downloaded the file and you all are in touch after the session is over, still you are in touch. So I deleted the folder and you said that, hey, I'm unable to access the folder. Perhaps he has deleted the folder. Do you have similar document which he shared earlier? So now Ashwini says, yes, I have downloaded it. So now he is able to share that document with you both. So this is now, even though the centralized server goes off, still you do have a place of your own. What you have done, you have created a local repository. You have created a repository of your own, right? So now this kind of method is called, and this is the most advanced at this point of time. This kind of method is called decentralized or distributed version control system, and this is the most advanced form. This is called distributed. This is called distributed or decentralized. So distributed or decentralized version control system. Version control system. What happens in this case? In this case also there is a central server. There is a central server where data is present all the time. But along with the central server, what you have done, you have created, now again here also we have different collaborators. Collaborator 1, collaborator 2, and so on, collaborator 8. Now what collaborator 1 has done, collaborator 1, instead of accessing all the data directly from central server, what collaborator 1 has done, collaborator 1 has created a local copy of everything. Local copy of everything and pulled all the data from there to here. And now collaborator 1 is accessing directly from their local copy. So this is called local copy, or also known as local version control system, or also known as local repository, local repo. So normally we term it as local repo and central repo, local repository and central repository, central repository and local repository. So now what each of the collaborators started doing, they started creating, they started downloading everything from central repository, keep everything there in the local repository, and started working on the local repository, started referencing local repository only. Perhaps they are syncing every day their local repository to central repository so that their local repository remains up to date. All the data which is present in central repository is present in local repository every day. So now what is happening in this case? In this case, even though if central repository goes down, and each of the collaborators started doing same thing, they started keeping local, maintaining their local repository and doing it. Now I'll give you one layman example again. Now consider that today it's 27th of November. I am uploading some document every day now on the folder. Now what happened? It's like I've uploaded on 27 also, 28 also, 29 also, 30 also. Ashwini, what he is doing, he has downloaded for 27 and 28. Shakil has downloaded for 27 and 28 and not downloaded for 29 and 30, but Vaibhav has downloaded for all the 4 days. Now what I have done, on 1st of December, I have deleted the folder. Right? I have deleted the folder. Now what is happening? Ashwini and Shakil, they are not in sync. They will lose 2 days data, but Vaibhav has. 𝗪𝗵𝗿 has all the 4 days data because he is syncing every day. Now, what is happening? Even though Shakil and Ashwini does not have all the files present with them, they will be able to just check from 𝗪𝗵 and it gets shared across. Now, quite the same thing happen. It might happen that each of the collaborator is not in sync with central repo. Their local repository is not in sync with central repository. But any out of all the team member, some team member will be in sync. Some team member would have downloaded entire data from central repo. So now even though collaborator once entire data is lost, still they will be able to retrieve from someone else. Entire data is lost, central repo is not accessible, still the data could be retrieved from other team members. This concept where there is no single point of failure, data is present at multiple locations in sync, real time, live data is present there with all the team members. This concept is called decentralized or distributed version control system. What is the advantage? There is no single point of failure. This is the biggest advantage. Second advantage is anyways team collaboration is there because your data is present in central repo. Every time you are pushing it in central repo. So team collaboration is also there. Other team members are also able to see the data which is present in central repo. Team collaboration is also there. And the third, which is the most advantageous thing, even though your internet goes off, since local repo is present with you only. So even though your internet goes off where you are not able to access the central repo, still that's fine because you are able to access everything which is present there in your local repository. Everything is present with you locally. So still you are able to do everything on your own. Right. So this is the biggest advantage of distributed and or decentralized version control system, which is the most advanced form of version control system or or the I'll say repository at this point of time. Now, this some of the tools which we use for this purpose is Git, GitHub, Bitbucket, Bitbucket. GitLab is also there nowadays. GitLab. This is also, these are the tools which falls under this category. Any question till here? Any doubt?
So we have these tools. They're all different or same? Git, GitHub.
The logic or the idea behind each of these tools are same, but
Okay.
since they are developed by different vendors, it's different.
Okay, sir.
Like AWS, Azure, both are cloud provider, but the vendor for AWS is Amazon, the vendor for Azure is Microsoft.
What
The
is the
log,
last one? GitLab, you said?
yeah, GitLab.
Okay.
So don't worry, I'll share the documents also on this to go in it. Perhaps in these weekends when I'm free, I'll prepare. I'll just create some good link and I'll share it with you. So some of the tools are Git, GitHub, GitHub, Bitbucket is also there. But the concept is clear, right? You are able to understand why do we need Bitbucket, oh sorry, version control system in the first place, right?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt in that? Sorry, what is that?
Yes,
Sir,
all
where do we
Please go ahead.
use this concept in DevOps?
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But is it clear? What is distributed version control system? What were the problem statement?
So just a question.
Mhm.
Sorry. Like for me, like both look same, even they are not. Reason is that in central repository, suppose I am working and I'm uploading my data to Gmail, right? So logically, it is in my system as well, and it is in the repository as well. Same thing like in the distributed. In this distributed, I am keeping local repository, that is my system again, and central repository, that is a sharing drive. So logically, both the things are same.
No, no. Repository is not for you. It's for your team. So
Oh,
whatever you're keeping in your Gmail, I won't be able to access your Gmail, right?
no.
So in case,
My question is for the local repository. If it is in my system, then it same with the central repository, because
I'm not able to
where
follow your
the local
question.
repository, in the system or somewhere else?
In your system only. That's the local repository.
Then
Sir,
again,
what's
sir,
the
like in
question?
the central repository, we are working on the system. It's kind of local repository, and we are putting data into the central repository.
I can ask you a question again.
Uh, we have two places where we have holding or storage the data. One is the local system call is local repository. Another is central repository, that is a sharing drive, right?
Right.
Okay, so in both the both the options, in the first option we have central repository but don't have the local repository, right?
First option we don't have local repository, right? Yes.
Right, but in the first option, when we are working, automatically data is saved into our system. When we are working, it is like when we are working in a local system, of course,
Mhm.
data would be saved in the hard disk, and I call
Right.
it as a local repository. So it is matching with the distributed kind of
And that
thing.
and that is where cons comes in place. Now, for example, like the way I give you example. For example, I am uploading it. The data I'm uploading there
Mhm.
in a drive. I created a folder in a drive and I uploaded it there. I gave you the read only option. You are just viewing it. You all can view it. Now, after 4 days, I deleted the folder. I have that. I don't want to share with you. I have
Mhm.
that. You are only reading. You are able to read. Now the folder is gone. That is present with me, which I don't want to share with you anymore. You won't be able to retrieve it because you don't have any option to create in your own local repository. Now, these repository are not for the one who is developing it. It's for others. It's for your team members with whom you want to share your data. Always. If you are working on your own, then local repository is good. Your machine is good. But with central repository, this entire version control system, it is more about collaboration, team collaboration, wherein individual team members can work together even though they are sitting far apart. Now, coming back again to the example, it's present there in Google Drive, which I downloaded. Nobody has the data with them. How will you be able to retrieve it any further when I deleted it? You won't be able to do it, right?
Mhm.
Will you be able to do it? No, right? Yes or no?
So I got my things are clear now. Yeah.
Okay. So it's more
Mhm.
about team collaboration. Any other question?
Sir, okay. Just trying to understand. So you said, let's say person one or collaborator one uploaded some data to central VCS,
Hmm.
and then he gave the other person just a read only
Right.
permission. So he won't be able to download the central repository data
Right. Yes. It's just the
because he
read-only part.
has read only.
Right.
Okay.
There is no way you can create a local repository. You can view it, but you will not be able to just bring everything in your own machine.
Okay. Okay. So he will ask the first person if he needs it.
Now, he can see it, but again, he cannot bring it in machine. He can work going into central
Okay.
repo. He can work on it. He can contribute. He
No,
can give ideas.
once the central is not available,
Gone.
uh, so the second collaborator can request the original collaborator.
Person. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, for read
Like,
purpose, still read purpose only.
right.
Okay,
Yes. Like you can just ask me if I am deleting it, deleting the folder. You can ask me, hey,
got it.
can you just share with me?
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
But the third option, which is the most advanced one, you have read and write permission wherein you are able to download it. You can keep it with you. But again, that is also in sync if I'm uploading every day. And quite the same thing happens with case of distributed version control system also. It might happen that each of the collaborator, each of the developer, each of the DevOps engineer is not pulling the data every day. You might have updated data. You might not have updated data. You might have daily data. You might not have daily data. But if you do not have, at least someone will have in your team. So even though central repo goes down, because everyone is maintaining their own local repo, you can just collaborate with others and get the inputs. This is called distributed. What is the advantage? You do not need to stay connected over internet. There is no single point of failure. You can work aloof and you can still keep your task going. This is called distributed version control system. Examples are Git, GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, and others. Now, in our discussion, we are going to learn about Git, GitHub a lot. Let's talk about some other examples. Now consider that you are doing some task. Another problem statement. This is one of the problem statement. Another problem statement is consider that you are doing some task. Consider that you are asked to build an application. For example, this OneNote application or Notepad++ application. So consider that you are building one application. For example, Notepad Advanced. Some application name, Notepad Advanced, you're developing. You got a contract, your company got a contract from some client, and they gave one project wherein they asked you to develop one application which is Notepad Advanced. Now what you have done? What you have done is you have you have written again. You sat with your team and you started writing code. Now developed, did lots of brainstorming. Architects has created these documentation. Architects has created lots of architecture design and came up with a kind of brilliant idea, which you being a developer developed, which you being a testing engineer tested, which you being a DevOps engineer now took it through different environments, and you are all set to production deployment so that it reaches to customer. Now what happened before you reach to customer? Client came and client said that no, I do not like your idea. I do not like your idea. Whatever your architecture is, that's not what I'm expecting. I expected something else, and you spent your days in developing something else. Might happen. I can come up with this kind of thought. What you have done, you have deleted everything, right? You have deleted everything. Now, what you have done, whatever time you spent, perhaps you spent 2 months of time. It takes more than that. Perhaps you spend 2 months of time in doing what? Designing first. Your architect took time to designing. Development team worked on development. Testing team worked on testing. DevOps engineer created a number of different pipelines, did lots of automation, and you are all set. But now client came and said that I don't like your idea. This is not needed. This is not needed. All your 2 months of effort, client said that not needed. What you have done, you have deleted everything. You have deleted everything, whatever you have done in last 2 months. And now you started working on a kind of fresh design, fresh development, fresh testing, fresh automation plan. You started working on it. 4 days later, client came and said that, no, I liked your idea. Sorry, I misinterpreted it. I liked your idea, which you did, for which you spent 2 months. I would like to go ahead with that. But now you cannot retrieve it. because it's gone. Everything was present there in your machine and it's gone. There is no way you will be able to retrieve it back. Quite the same way. If I delete a folder there from Google Drive, doesn't matter how much I brainstorm, doesn't matter how much I hit my head, I won't be able to get it back. There is no way I'll be able to get it back. Right? For example, you try to delete a photo or you try to write something in notepad and don't save it. Just close it without saving. Doesn't matter how good you are in technology, doesn't matter how good your IT technicians are, they will not be able to retrieve it because it's gone. You have deleted it. So now same thing happened with you also. In this case, you are not able to retrieve it. So this is another reason why we wanted a version control system. So this was again another problem. We need a version control system. Control system. Like the name says, version control system. It's controlling multiple versions of your application. We are now using Microsoft version 11. 11 Pro is there. We are having iOS versions also, maybe 15, 16 iOS version is also there. We have more advanced version of any of the application which you can think about. Now, when those application comes, it doesn't mean that these product owners, these companies delete older versions immediately. You would have noticed what companies say that even though if you are using Windows 11, Microsoft will keep providing support for Windows 10 also, maybe till December 2026. Windows 7, Windows 8, they stopped providing support because if you remember, when we were using Windows 10, Microsoft released a note saying that Windows 7 support will be over after this month. What does it mean? It means that immediately when you start using newer version of application, they do not delete older code. But once they delete older code, they won't be able to provide you any support. Now, what did they do? They release their newer version of product to customers. Customers starts using it. They provide their feedback. Based on that, they do some more patch updates, some more advancements. And once it's very robust, once Microsoft knows, doesn't matter how bad customer uses it, it's not going to break. They start scrapping their previous version of code, previous version of data. Now, that is called version control system. Version control system is the system which maintains multiple versions of your application, not only one single version. Now, the problem statement was once the client said they don't like whatever design, whatever ideas, whatever development you have done for Notepad advanced form, you have deleted it and you are unable to retrieve it after 4 days, even though client wants it back. But with version control system, what happens? You created another version of it. So the first version was this. You created first version, version 1.0. Client said, I don't like it. You say, it's okay, boss. If you don't like it, I'll create another one for you, version 2.0, and different design, some modification you have done in existing design. So you had design one, you had development one, you had testing one, testing one, and you had automation one, automation one. Now, what you have done, you have created advanced form of it or with some different idea, which is two for everything. For everything you created two, two, two. For everything you have created two. So now while you were doing it, client came back after 4 days and they said, no, no, don't work on version 2 because perhaps my delivery is very close and I want whatever you have developed to reach out to my customers. So that at least customer starts using it. So what you will do? Okay, boss, no problem. You stop working or perhaps you keep working on version 2.0 because perhaps that will be a second version of existing application and you just deliver whatever you had in version 1.0. So now you wanted some place. You wanted a tool which can maintain multiple versions of your application. That tool which can track multiple versions of your application is called version control system. Now, certain tools are there like GitHub, again, quite the same tool, GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab. These are very good tools which takes care of your multiple versions of your existing application. You can create multiple versions, you can just do testing on multiple versions, and whichever version you feel comfortable at, that only you release, that only you just share it with your client. This concept is called, this is again another reason why we needed version control system. I'll give a pause. Any doubt in this?
Sure. I understood everything. So, so these tools, version control system, they're used by DevOps only, or other professionals they use this too?
Every professional in IT industry nowadays even the Excel which you are using is now having their data backed up. They have history, they have multiple. So every team nowadays working on version control system.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay. So now next thing will be, so this is about theory of version control system. Now what we are going to learn in our in our learning journey, we are going to learn Git and GitHub because this is the most advanced tool, GitHub, and widely used almost by every organization. We use this. So the first thing which you have to do is you have to download Git tool in your laptop. That will be the first thing which you will be doing. Now, in order to download Git tool, what you will do is you have to just open a Chrome. Or what I'll say, don't download anything in your Git. You can download, that's fine. Doesn't matter if it's office laptop or doesn't matter if it's your personal laptop. Git you can easily download in your laptop. There won't be any problem. So I'll tell you which tool to download in. I just want to save some money because in case if you are downloading everything there in EC2 instance, then while practicing you have to just keep those EC2 instance up and AWS will charge you. So you can install Git in your laptop also. That won't create any problem to anyone. So now the first thing which you will do is download Git. First option which says in case if you are a user of different operating system, it gives you binaries to install in different operating system. If you're a Windows user, if you're a Mac user, if you're a Linux user, you can just based on which operating system you do have, you can download it. I'm a Windows user, but in case if you're a Mac user, if you're a Linux user, you can click on those tabs too. In Windows, in order to download, what you do is I click on Windows. So as I click on Windows, it opened this thing to me. The latest version of Git is version 2.52.0, which is the latest version of Windows. So now what you'll do, I'll just click on this download link and it will download the package for me. And again, once it downloads the package, it will be more like a wizard. You just have to click on next, 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 and it will be done. Okay, done. So once it is downloaded, next thing what you have to do is you have to click on this. So once I downloaded, it has downloaded this Git package for myself. Now click on it. As I click on it, it's going to open this. Now what it says, I think you are unable to see what happened now because it's just prompt me a message. It says that do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I'm saying yes to it. Okay. Now what it is doing, I want to install. Just check this box, only new options and install. So for me, it's already installed. So it's trying to remove the previous version and then it will reinstall the newer version. For you, it won't be installed. So it will be just showing install for you. So this will be the first thing which you will do. Okay, it takes few seconds. Once it's downloaded, you will be able to use it along with your PowerShell. And it's by default. You don't need to set up separate link in between this Git and your PowerShell. As it's downloaded, you will be able to use it with your PowerShell. And from tomorrow onwards, because everything will be command line, that I wanted to let you know. And from tomorrow onwards, we'll start executing some Git commands also. And like the way I said, perhaps on this weekend, I'll create a kind of cheat sheet also, which contains Linux commands and Git commands, and also will share various steps of Git command execution with you all. It's extracting file. Okay, it will take some time, but once you do this, it will be downloaded. It will be installed for you. It's just a visit. You have to just click on next, 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 and as you get a finish, it will be downloading for you. And as it downloads, perhaps I don't know if it already deleted. Windows PowerShell. Let's say it has, okay, it has deleted it. Let it download.
So I downloaded this Git, in the past. So we have Git many things. It's a Git notes, Git bash. Which one I need to open now?
Just
Git
don't
GUI.
don't open anything. Just close everything and open. See, few release notes or launch Git bash. So I'm just finishing it. Okay, notes opened, but I'm going to close this also. Close everything, whatever it opened. Close
Okay.
everything. Close your PowerShell. Now open PowerShell. Open your PowerShell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and okay, now type Git there. Just type open, close everything, whatever opened for you, and then open PowerShell and
Mm-hmm.
type Git. If it's working, that basically means Git is installed. And you see, I executed first Git command. It says Git version 2.52.0 Windows 1. If you're seeing this message, that basically means Git is installed. So we are going to use this. We are not going to use
What
Git
was the
bash.
command? Only Git?
First, I executed only Git. It
Okay.
gave me a message, which like usage of Git command. So previously when I executed, it was throwing one error saying that
Yes.
I'm unable to recognize Git. But since I installed the package, now it says, okay, fine, this is the usage of Git. This is how you can use it. Now, another command which I executed was git ---- version, and it
Okay.
gave me this version of Git which I installed. Okay, so be ready. I believe it's pretty much simple, all the steps which we did till now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from tomorrow, we'll see all the Git commands which we are going to execute. We'll create remote repository. We'll create local repository. We'll push files from our machine to local repository to remote repository, and then we will pull it from remote repository to local repository. We'll do everything. All the flows we'll see. Okay, sounds perfect.
Yes, sir. Sir, quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do we get training completion certificate at the end?
I don't have this answer, Shakil, unfortunately.
Okay,
You'll
no
have to
problem.
check with
I'll ask
GoInit.
I'll ask Soumya. No
Yeah, well,
problem.
what you're learning from GoInit, they will always give you the certificates.
Okay.
And so one more point from my side, like we are new to DevOps, and for job point of view, how we can get the job in this profile, because we are totally new, no
Yeah,
experience.
no problem. I think we discussed on this earlier. So as the session is over, as the training is over, you will be having resume based on what skill set you have learned after completion of this, right?
Mhm.
So that will be something which GoInit will be assisting you, I believe.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Just a question to my colleagues, friends. Can we make a group, guys? Weber and Shakil,
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
could discuss other things.
Yes, definitely. That's fine.
Okay, then please,
Uh,
I'm sharing my number. Yeah, please go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Sir, and just
That,
one thing.
yeah.
Please let me know if you know like any opening currently in Pune for this profile DevOps, because my younger brother who has already experienced 4+ year experience in the same domain,
Okay.
and he just put paper in Wipro. He is moving
Mhm.
outside, but so far he hasn't any offer. But yeah,
So he
if you
resigned
know,
without any offer?
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's brave. Okay, fine, sure. I'll check on it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
So it's the notice period that make us resign. 90 days, 60 days, and company is not
Yeah, yeah,
looking for longer period. They want immediate candidates.
right, right. I completely get it.
The market is not good. I mean,
Uh,
at least.
Yeah,
no,
what happened? I'm sorry, Wabaf, I didn't hear you. What were you saying?
No, no. My brother actually he's working in the DevOps only on the same profile, okay? And
Okay.
he put paper in his organization, Wipro, without any offer. So in next 15 days, he will not, he will not have any job. So I was just asking
Okay.
sir if he aware like any openings in Pune location, so
Okay.
he can apply.
Okay. Yeah. Also, sir, here if you have any leads about openings in US.
yeah, yeah. US market is something
The
which
US market is the worst.
yeah, yeah, it's actually worst at this
Every
point.
single day, without a gap, we hear that people are getting laid off
Yeah.
in big numbers from big Fortune 500 companies.
There was a time when US market was so open. It's like so many interviews, but now
Uh,
it's
I my last company was a Fortune 200 company, very big, and I got laid off last year, and I've been unemployed since then.
oh,
Their stock was like $200 plus, and now it's $58.
oh,
Yeah, so they laid off almost like half of their staff. They have offices in India also,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, so
I know.
huge problems here in the US, like
I know.
very huge.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So we'll see you tomorrow, sir.
See you. See you. Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.